Now we've been using the inspector and keyframing inside the inspector to create some animation, and by changing the numbers just over here. We could have done it also for the cropping. Now there are on-screen controls that will help you, design even better. They are more visual. I'll close the FX library, turn down the inspectors, so we have this guy in the middle. That's what I like. And I'm gonna reset the clip. So first of all, I'll come over and reset video, and notice exactly what hasn't been reset. If I play it now, okay, I'll scrub through, it has been reset at 100%. The on-screen controls are just over here. If you turn down this arrow, you will notice you have transform, crop, dynamic zoom, and OpenFX overlays, and you can put some annotation on the clip if you like. You notice how it's grayed out. If I point and click on it, it will highlight, and a binding box will appear that will allow you to create visually on the transform over here. So for example, you can stretch it now. You notice how the zoom X is changing, and then you can stretch it from top also. Okay, that will be now the zoom Y working. You can also click on the corner and make it smaller, okay, stretching in, so that the zoom X and zoom Y together. And also, if you like, you have this bar over here. If you click on the top circle, you can just click and drag, and you can see how it's rotating, and you can notice in the inspector here the rotation is working. You can also click in the middle here and just move it the way you would like, left and right, up and down, and you notice that you are changing the coordinates of the position. We had created a nice animation. Let's recreate it. The way I work is a very simplistic way, but very efficient. So I want to work with the transform. So I have them visually open. So I will adjust first of all the timeline. I go shift right arrow for 1 second, come to the transform of the inspector and click on the top keyframe. Now I keyframed everything. Can care less. If I don't want to work with them, I just make sure they don't appear in the graphs over here. Then we go back to the first frame of the clip and I start working just like this. Okay, I make it smaller, and then I will take it from here and just move it backward. Okay, so it's really very easy and it's very visual. Now this red line is the motion path. It is the path on which the clip is going to travel. Now if you come over here and Alt / or Option / here you are, I created the exact animation. Unfortunately, opacity is not visual, can't use it over here. Then I can go back, for example, to the previous keyframe and keyframe the opacity over here, come to the beginning, that semicolon, put it at 0, and here you are, I replicated the animation we have done in the previous lecture. We have used the inspector and we have used also the on-screen controls. Now you can also have the crop if you like, okay? So you can crop the way you would like. That is very visual, just like this. So we're messing around now because our clip is animated. Let's say this is the crop. Very visually, you have used the crop. And you can play your animation, of course. Now it's a bit funny. Now, if you don't want to see the binding box, all you have to do is just click on it, goes gray, you don't see the binding box. I prefer always to come back to transform and even put it off. So actually, this is how you use the on-screen controls. They are very easy in conjunction with the inspector to keyframe and create your animation. Now, what I'm giving you here is very simple. Actually, it's simplistic. But imagine what you can do when you have certain presentation, the opening of your video. You can put few clips over here, put the title in the middle, animate them and stories, without having to go to programs such as After Effects. You can do them just from here. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this was extremely useful. I encourage you a lot to play with your videos with the on-screen controls and the inspector and do lots of keyframing and animation. I will see you in the next lecture.